Hello dear students and viewers on my YouTube channel. I welcome you all here. Today we are going to take a new topic called stylistics. This is quite easy for understanding as well as for the point of view of examination. So just you have to go through in detail at your level. Just I will try to show the most important points related to this topic. I will show the important elements regarding stylistics. Let us see what is stylistics. Stylistics is an important sub-discipline of linguistics. Remember, stylistics is an important sub-discipline of linguistics. So this is a sub-discipline of linguistics. It is a concerned with the systematic analysis of language. It is concerned with the systematic analysis of language in literature as well as other domains of language use. So it is also included other language also. Let's see. Stylistic analysis focuses on the linguistic features of a text and attempts to determine its significance in the interpretation of the text. In Stylistics and the Teaching of Literature, it is written 1975. H.G. Widdowson defines stylistics as the study of literary discourse from a linguistic orientation. I will repeat here. According to Widdowson, he defines stylistics as the study of literary discourse. Discourse means it is a lecture or talk from a linguistic orientation. It means linguistic point of view. Let's see. He feels that stylistic is an intermediary between literary criticism and linguistics. He further defined here that is, he feels that stylistic is an intermediary. It is a mediator between literary criticism and linguistics. It is pointed out that word stylistics is made of two components. It is pointed out that the word stylistics is made of two components, that is a style and sticks. There are two components included into stylistic, that is style and sticks. Let's see. Etymologically, the style component of word stylistics. Etymologically, the style component of the word stylistics comes from literary criticism and the sticks component comes from linguistics. Remember, for the purpose of an objective question in forthcoming examination. I will repeat here. Etymologically, the style component of word stylistics comes from literary criticism and the sticks component comes from linguistics. So it will be asked in examination. So take care all the minor points. You should go thoroughly at your level. Just I will focus on keywords and key sentences from this text. Let's see. Stylistics is capable of analyzing spoken as well as written discourse, literary as well as non-literary writing. Stylistics is capable of analyzing, criticizing spoken as well as written discourse, literary as well as non-literary writing. So there is no matter it is a literary or non-literary or spoken or written. It will be analyzed through this stylistics. Let's see. But by far the common kind of material studied is literary and text centered. But by far the common kind of material studied is literary and text centered. It is a very important point, that is the text center will be analyzed through this stylistic. Let's see. most of the practitioners of stylistics would not be happy with merely describing the formal features of a text. They are more interested in showing the functional significance of these formal features for the interpretations of the text in question. They are more interested in showing the functional significance of these formal features for the interpretation of the text in question. They try to discover and explain how the literary effects achieved by creative writers are essentially related to certain linguistics or linguistic features of the text instead of relying on vague and impressionistic judgments about literature. Stylisticians aim at finding objective intertextual evidence for their interpretation of the text. This is very important point of the stylistics. They do not want only vague an impression to make a judgment of the particular text or literary genre. So stylisticians aim at finding objective intertextual evidence for their interpretation of text. That is the intertextual evidence. Beyond text, stylisticians would be go thoroughly and it will be find out the intertextual evidence for their interpretation of a text or of the text. Let's see. In Patterns in Language, an Introduction to Language and Literary Style, it is written 1998. John Thornborough and Sean Waring point out the following basic aspects of stylistics. Let's see. The first point is the use of linguistics to approach literary text. The main part or base of this stylistics, that is the use of linguistics to approach literary texts. It is very important too. The reader or writer should be reach or approach to the reader's point of view, or it may be the critic will find out that approach which is in hidden form. Let's see. Second point is that the discussion of texts based on objective criteria rather than on subjective impressionism. This is very important. Whatever the writer has written his own or her own point of view, it will be finding by the critic the discussion of texts based on objective criteria rather than on subjective impressionism. This is very important. While the writer or author will write a text on his own experiences, it reflects through his text, but the main intention or main criteria or main objective of this text is that is a personal, not personal, it is an objective, it is not an subjective impressionism. Let's see third number. The emphasis on aesthetic properties of language such as rhyme and other poetic devices. The emphasis on aesthetic properties of language such as rhyme and other poetic devices. So it will be finding these contents into the text. For example, if we shall analyze a poem, it will be finding these elements, rhyme and other poetic devices such as figure of speech, tone, patterns, rhyming scheme, so on and so forth. It's regarding to the poetry. Let's see. The practice of stylistics is not wholly objective despite the claims of stylisticians. The practice of stylistics is not wholly objective despite the claims of statisticians. After all, which elements of a text one decides to scrutinize is a very subjective decision. The elements which are significant according to one may or not be significant for the others. This is very important. If someone is like text, or other will not like, or it is dislike. It is their own approaches looking towards the text. The elements which are significant according to one may not be significant for the others. The process of interpretation is also not exactly as objective as claimed by the stylisticians. This is not clearly mentioned here that is the process is an objective, but it is a tentative experiment made by the stylistician here. Let's see. The personal background and the present circumstances of the reader often influence the way he or she interprets the text being read. It is here that the reader, he or she will be interprets text being as a reader according to her own or his approaches. Let's see. Thus, the element of objectivity creeps in unawares even in the best samples of stylistics analysis. This is all about the little bit background of the stylistics or stylisticians background. Let's see another part in next video.